Today I am in beautiful Inverness, Florida. We're in Citrus County, Florida. We're doing a little bass fishing with Bass Pro Chris Kingery. And I'm really excited to be here. This is something a little different for me. I come to Citrus County all the time, spend a lot of time on the saltwater here, getting to come up to this beautiful part of the state of Florida, spend a little time on the sweetwater. Really looking forward to today's adventure. Chris, we got a beautiful day. I mean, weather's perfect. It's the right time of year.
We could have picked a better day.
Right, it's beautiful.
One of the best days on the water so far.
Nice. So what do you expect? I mean,
so
what's the mode of attack here?
You know, we've had a lot of cold fronts and warming weather trends and things like that. So we've got the bass are getting ready to spawn. They are up on spawn and they're bedding real heavy right now. And so we're going to target some spawners that are pre-spawn kind of deal,
okay.
Chasing bait, and then we'll go check around for some other stuff. Maybe get us a big one today.
Nice. I like it. Rock and roll. Let's see what the good Lord gives us.
Today we're going to go fish one of my favorite lakes in Citrus County. It's the Henderson pool on the Solid Popka chain. And it has so many features on it, like grass and pads and offshore structure, a lot of different things that you can really tune your skills in with. I really liked the opportunity to take Mike out here and show him really what Central Florida bass fishing has to offer.
You know, I think for me, this is so far out of my comfort zone. I only do this a couple times a year. And the exciting part about the trip up here was just not really knowing exactly what we were in for.
That's a bass.
Yeah.
All right.
Come here, pumpkin.
I'll get around the other side here.
Oh, he's all.
Did I tangle you?
Yeah, you're in me.
All right. There we go.
Nice.
Perfect.
Huh? Lake Henderson. Oh boy.
Those offshore fish are pretty.
That's a pretty fish.
They got really nice lines.
I'll tell you what, when you got it in front of him, I mean, he missed it the first time.
Yep.
But boy, he wasn't letting it get away the second time.
Yep.
Thumped it. Pretty low fish, huh? Very cool. Where's your big brother? Coming for him. All right. There you go. All right.
All right.
All right.
Get out there. Knock the slime off.
Oh, boy. Last couple of years, most of my freshwater fishing has been on the same 3, 4, 5 lakes, and to be able to step out here was really exciting because the whole day I had no idea what to expect.
That's a fish.
Yeah, boy. That was great. Saw him blow up, just turned through there and got him. That a boy.
Don't get too excited. It's a pickerel.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. So there's a lot of species in here, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, we got pickerel, gar, bowfin, or mudfish, bass.
It's all right.
Ooh, that ain't no good.
No?
Oh. Come on, toothy.
Toothy critter.
Toothy critter.
That's cool, though.
I don't think these schoolers are playing nice yet this morning, so we'll go up to this point here and see if we can get one off the point. If not, then we'll start moving around and see if we can go target some fish around the pads outside the spawning areas and stuff. Okay. And see if we can get some that are staged up, either coming off a spawn or going into spawn.
This is your world, my friend. I'm following your lead. You know, I met Chris at the CCA Florida Star Banquet, which was actually held up here in Citrus County last year, and we just kind of hit it off. And when I found out that, you know, he's a tackle store owner here in Citrus County and spends a lot of time on the water, a lot of time talking to people, it just seemed like a natural fit to kind of get with this guy that knows the freshwater game here in Citrus County so well.
Get bit? Keep it swimming.
There he is, he ate it.
Nice.
He ate it on the drop.
Nice. Nice. Smoking me on the bass.
Rage swimmer, baby. You picked the color for me.
I did.
I'm just saying. You picked the color for me. I do love that rage swimmer. You know, the cool thing about that bait too is saltwater or freshwater, it's a great paddle tail. It's a great paddle tail. I have smoked the big redfish on this bait on the beach. It's a great trout bait, speckled trout bait over the grass. This one's nice because it's got that little blue flake in it. So,
yeah, it kind of matches the hatch here,
Yep.
as you'd say.
They're healthy, you're healthy. I still want your big brother. Send your big brother, send your big brother.
They're coming.
That's cool. I'll tell you what, that was a cool thump because he thumped it and missed it and I stopped and you're like, don't stop reeling. And he picked it up like on the drop.
Yeah, once they're on the chase, it's kind of like a snook. They
Yeah.
want to play chase with it.
I get it. Bad habit, bad habit.
So I started fishing when I was, young, 3 years old with my dad, and, it was one of those deals where we just got into fishing 3 days a week for pretty much my whole life growing up out of Crystal River. I was looking for something a little bit more competitive, and at the time there wasn't a whole lot saltwater fishing-wise for tournaments locally. And so I really wanted to try out bass fishing, and the first time I ever went bass fishing, I got my butt kicked. I wasn't able to figure anything out, and it was intriguing to me to be able to try this new type of fishing. I thought I was, able to catch just about anything coming from saltwater, and my competitive edge kind of took over, and I started tournament fishing. And now that I've been tournament fishing for about 7 years, it's been, one of the best things I decided to do.
Any part of this that turns into, like a visual thing? Because, normally, like out here where you're just working on fishing 14 foot of water.
Yep.
But is there any part of it that turns visual?
We're fishing a shell bar right now, and on the shell bar, the bait gets very, very tucked together, and you'll see clouds of bait balls that'll start appearing a little bit. When the fish that are stuck to the bottom on that shell bar kind of poking around, they'll end up coming up and really feeding heavy on them. And you'll actually see them on top come up and just beat the heck out of them.
Do you switch then to a topwater bite, or
between a topwater or a jerkbait or a paddle tail swim bait? If I start catching a bunch on topwater, which is fun, topwater, that's the most exciting bite there is.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time watching the bass guys on TV, Major League Fishing and the Bassmaster Classic and all those things that us anglers love to watch on TV. You don't get to really understand the greatness of a professional bass angler. The amount of different waters they have to know and fish and things they have to learn on the fly. It's really impressive, and kind of watching Chris through the day, he had a plan, and the plan was good because we caught fish, but it was neat to kind of see him roll from one thing to another without missing a beat just as the day unfolded. And I think that's what makes those bass guys who fish professionally on a tournament trail, that's what makes them so special. All the different bodies of water, all the different weather elements they have to fish in. It's just amazing. We're obviously changing the game here, working these pads now. So what's the game change? You told me to pull out this rage tail structure bug.
Yep. It's a watermelon red, a little bit darker than a watermelon red.
Yep, a little bit.
Kind of simulates a brim or a crawfish kind of deal. We're going to be pitching around pads and Kissimmee grass here and trying to, you know, get a reaction bite.
Okay.
They also do bed up in pads like this. You'll see roots and tussocks.
Show me how we're rigging this. How
Okay.
you want this rigged?
So we're going to take the EWG hook and we're going to bring it right through the bait, just enough like that. And we're going to poke it out.
Yep.
And for me, I always choose on any bait I rig, if it's a laminate like this, I always put the lighter side to the hook side.
Okay.
So now when we turn it, as it comes through there, we're gonna run it right onto that little ridge there. So that's your bait keeper.
Yep.
And then we're gonna measure out on the bait where that hook's gonna come out.
Yep. And just like a worm, right?
Yep. So we're gonna push it right on through, like that.
Just
and
set it
get
up
a little
with
bit of
us.
meat there.
Nice.
And then you got perfect.
Nice.
And don't forget to rip your claws.
Give it a little more
Give it
action.
the action.
And then we got about a 1/4 ounce weight here.
Yep. Come on. He just blew it out.
Get him. Oh boy. Well, they don't like stuff getting in that bed, do they?
No, sir.
Oh boy, that's a nicer fish.
He's guarding it. He wanted that thing. He was not happy. Little spawning male. That was awesome.
Gone. Attaboy.
Nothing like looking at him.
That was really cool because just working along the edge of the pads there to be able to see the fish on the bed and then to make the change to a different bait just to make it shorter so that he put more of that hook in his mouth. That was sweet.
Yeah, they just want to get it off of there. So I changed to a white bait. That way I could see it, and you know it's a buoyant bait, so it looks like a fish burying down in the bed with the tail sticking up.
Gotcha.
So you don't want to move the bait a lot. You want to leave it right there, and then you'll just tap it and just kind of like make that
Look at
tail
that, just
wiggle.
got rod tipped to me just a little bit.
It's almost like a stare down with the fish, and sometimes just leaving it sit there makes them so mad they want it off.
Nice. Nice work, kid.
Thank you.
Hey gang, this week's Real Animals Tip of the Week, I want to talk to you about my good friends at Strike King Lures. You know, for many, many years, Strike King has been one of the leaders in the entire country when it comes to bass fishing lures. Some of their bass soft plastics cross over really, really well to the saltwater side, and I use a lot of them. This is one of my favorites right here. This is the Rage Swimmer. Okay, they have a whole series, a bass series of Rage baits, and this little Rage Swimmer is absolutely incredible. Kind of got ridges all the way around it, so it really sends out a really cool vibration. Great loose tail in it, and it comes in 4 great sizes. You know, little bitty presentation and then a big presentation. I've caught a lot of big redfish fishing the beaches here in and around Florida with this bait right here. The Rage Swimmer's fantastic. Sometimes the saltwater guys don't look at those bass paddle tails, but you'd be surprised, especially in the Strike King line, how many of those baits really work well for you. Check out Strike King Lures today. Go to strikeking.com or find them at a retailer near you. You know, in all my years in being around fishing and playing a little bit even in the freshwater scene, I had never fished with the wacky rig. I've seen it, seen the tournament guys do it on TV and all that stuff, but I've never spent any time doing it. And I gotta be honest, you know, when Chris was switching to it, I was like, makes no sense to me putting the hook in the middle of the bait and the thing just kind of, until Chris set it in the water and you see it sink and understand what that bait is supposed to mimic. And then it came to me a little bit. Oh yeah.
All right.
Not happening there. Did you see that? That was a little skeet reese, wasn't it? It felt like skeet reese right there.
Double up.
Oh, double your trouble. Under the dock too, just like you said. You know what, it's been kind of a neat day because we've been able to fish, you know, swimming jigs. We were fishing the pads, we caught fish on the pads, and now we're catching fish with the wacky rig. I mean, it's a really versatile lake, the opportunity to fish a lot of different ways.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity out here. You know, you can fish pads, you can fish docks, you can.
Yeah.
It really, like somebody beginning and trying to learn how to bass fish, it's a really good fishery to tune in all aspects.
I get it. In this week's Real Animals tackle box, we used a bunch of different lures, really, and a bunch of different tackle. You know, I started the morning throwing the Rage Swimmer, which I really like. This is
Electric shad.
Electric shad called. It's got a little blue flake in it, great color bait, 1/2 ounce jig head. We were fishing in pretty deep water.
Yep.
I got a 25-pound piece of fluorocarbon leader on here. My favorite, Spiderwire Ultracast Invisibraid. I got a 10-pound braid was all I was using out there in the open.
Yep.
And we're on the Clash 2 Penn spinning reel, which I love a lot. And this is the 7-foot bolt. This is an 8 to 17-pound rod. Then we kind of slid in to your world and the Flip City world a little bit, and the LMG series from Bull Bay Rods there, with an Abu Garcia Revo bait caster, which is not my friend so much, but talk a little bit about what was going on there. That's a 30-pound braid, again, a 25-pound fluorocarbon leader. You called that hook a certain hook. What'd you call it?
It's a EWG hook.
EWG.
Extra wide gap.
Extra wide gap.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a medium fast, typically a little bit lighter than what I'd use for punching, but as far as bait caster goes, it's about the same setup.
We switched to the wacky rig late, which was really unique to me. I had never fished this rig before. I've seen it fished. This thing comes in a lot of different sizes too, huh?
Yeah, so that comes in a 4-inch, a 5-inch, and a 6-inch, and all the way up to a 7. You threw the 5, I threw the 4, and it does come in a variety of colors. Typically for Florida, you know, green pumpkins, black blues, darker colors like that seem to be a lot better, a little bit more natural.
And what size hook did you, I mean, is that normally the size hook you would use?
Yeah, that's a 1/0 drop shot hook that I use.
Okay.
That was a Gamakatsu drop shot hook that I use. The way that the hook shape is, the fish is always hooked right at the top of the mouth.
That's what we had today.
And that, almost every one of them, and you don't have to worry about them gut hooking it as bad because it kind of has a little bit of that circle hook functionality where they'll actually take it right in the side or the top of the mouth.
Great stuff, great stuff. Again, I got a 25-pound fluorocarbon leader on here, 10-pound Spiderwire Ultracast Invisibraid. This is the Clash 2. This is the high-speed version of the Penn spinning reel, and this is the Real Animal Signature Series 7.2. It's really great for live bait and saltwater situations and things like that, but it's also a rod that you can kind of change gears midstream, fish artificials with as well. You know, medium, fast action tip, great rod for doing what we did today. Great job. You have a great tackle store here, 44 Tackle up here in Inverness, Florida, and great job today, brother.
Thanks for coming out.
Enjoyed it.
Had a great day with you.
You know, this was really a great opportunity for me. Again, I've been coming here for years, staying at the plantation on Crystal River, fishing Citrus County, but doing most of it on the coastline, you know, snook fishing, red fishing, sheephead fishing, triple tails, you know, shallow water grouper, enjoying the whole saltwater scene. To be able to get inland here in Citrus County and do some of this incredible freshwater fishing, this is a special piece of Florida. The way this whole county is kind of situated, again, with the incredible saltwater opportunities. The freshwater bass fishing is really, really incredible. You got a lot of great bass pros that come from this area. The opportunity for accommodations like you get at the plantation on Crystal River. Another reason why I absolutely love, you know, Citrus County, Florida.